Good morning, welcome back. So I've been really struggling with figuring out how to film myself using the AYANEO, and I think I found that this is probably the best way to do it. Best way to show you the screen as clearly as possible and let you see everything that I want to show you. So we're just gonna jump into the space here, and we're gonna get started on this video. We're gonna be going through the letter A today. Every single game with the letter A that's been installed on this handheld. So we're just gonna go in here and press the select button, press A, and that brings up all the games with the letter A. So if you press the left shoulder button, that'll bring you back to the main menu where you can choose how much wattage you want. So if I click here, I'm actually just going to keep this as 15 watts because I know that's good enough to run this game. 15 to 20 watts doesn't seem to make that much of a difference on this game, so we're just gonna turn it on and jump in. Yep, there we go. Excuse the fingerprints, can't help it. But you got your counter up there. Rub it off. No, I can't. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with fingerprints idiots, at least for this video. But should not be that bad. Alright. So once you get into the game, I'm gonna be showing you my preferred settings. It's not really possible to get above 30 frames per second on this game. I'm sure that there's going to be people who are like, increase the wattage, increase the CPU, try and get that 60. It's just not going to happen. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it here for a second. Just turning off my heater. And still waiting to get into the menu here. I always find Ubisoft games annoying these days because they always take an inordinately long time to check DLC add-ons. Alright, so now we're in. So I'm just going to go into options here and show you what I've done. So FPS limit is 30, can't point just to go above it. Field of view 100, window mode borderless, go down here, VSync is off, resolution scale is 90. If you keep it at 90, you'll get just about the same amount of quality as if it was 100, so just keep it at 90. You won't really notice much of a difference. So in graphics, adaptive quality 30 and everything else low. This is medium because you can't really go too low even if you wanted to. So you can see here, you have to choose medium. Everything else is low. I have tried putting the character textures on medium. However, every time you change the settings, the game requires you to restart. So like you can keep it on medium, you'll lose a few frames, but I think it looks fine on low. I'm just gonna choose to continue the game here. We're just gonna jump in. So you can see we're getting about 30 on the loading screen here with all these effects around, but once we get in the game, you'll get a better sense of how the game runs in the open world. Just gonna increase the volume here. Alright, a little bit of hitching, and it's the adaptive resolution kicking in. But we're basically hitting 30 without much problem. Can't really go outside of this area. So I'm just gonna try and go to the ladder here. Go up. Oh, 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 oh! Yeah, let's just avoid those things. Alright, so you can see we're keeping a stable 30. Now that we're in the fort, all these characters around, still keeping a stable 30 without much issue. And the game looks fine. Like, you can say, I mean, you can argue about the detail levels, but overall the game looks okay. I don't especially see any huge issues with how it looks or the detail levels. Sorry about the squiggly lines, that's just kind of how it's going to be, you know, since you're filming the screen, but you can see the FPS counter there, and again, just reminding you guys, hitting here, we're on 15 watts. Now if you increase it to 20 watts, you'll probably get a little more out of the resolution modifier. Like, it'll probably work a bit better, but honestly at 15 watts is fine, and you'll get about 2.5 hours out of it. Alright, so I'm just gonna quit this game here and quit the desktop. And once we quit the desktop, we immediately jump back into the AYANEO space, and I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna load up Ancestors Humankind Odyssey. Now in order to run this game, we're gonna go down to 11 watts. So I'm just gonna run this here. I actually had to reinstall this game because I ran into some errors. I don't know exactly why, but once I reinstalled it, it seemed to be working fine. Yep, got you covered there. Alright, there we go. We're in. Alright, so we're just gonna take a look at the graphics. So you got window full screen, which I guess this means borderless. I mean, looks fine. VSync on, graphics quality, medium, shadow quality low, like I said before, medium. Save and back. And we're gonna just jump into the game here. This is a type of game where you can usually get away with 30 frames, because the gameplay is a lot more RPG-ish than you think. So once it loads in, you should have a better idea of what this game is all about. Yeah. I haven't really played much of this. I haven't played a lot of games that I've installed on here. I've been busy playing a lot of Trails of Cold Steel, the first one. That actually runs on the AYANEO at 5 watts. So I could literally play that for 5 hours at a time without losing, with 5 hours at a time, like, you know, on this battery, on this thing. So that's pretty great. once we get to the T alphabet, you'll get to see it running on the handheld. Alright. Alright, let me get in the game. Another one that actually had a huge issue running on this was Forza Horizon 5. Like, once it ran at between 50 to 60. But, oh, right, can't skip it. But until it started, oh my god, that thing was so annoying. Like, I had to wait an hour for the game to optimize for this device. I'm never doing that again. Never ever. Alright, need to wait for this opening cutscene to finish up. Remember when games were about playing and not, just watching? Yeah, I remember those days. I wish I could skip this thing. Yeah, looks like we're coming to gameplay stuff soon. Pretty much know it's not there yet because... There we go. I think that's graphics. Yeah, I think we got graphics. I can still not sure though because it looks pretty smooth. I don't know if it's fooling me or not. No, that's CGI. Alright. Just gonna wait till we get in the game. And I'll play for a few minutes and then jump into the next one. Alright, I think this is the bit where we jump in. Alright. So we're not getting any frame counter here. Apologize for that. But to apply to user. But hopefully you can see like the game works fine. Did I just miss the thing? Actually, I need to be actually looking at it through my camera rather than the actual screen of the AYANEO because of how it's being filmed. Yeah, as you can see, works fine. No real slowdown. Looks great. And we're actually running at 11 watts. Ah, there we go. You got the frame counter on here. Yeah, a little under 30. This kind of game is fine, honestly. Ooh, bit of a dip there. that does kind of tell you how I haven't played this game much, but let's try and fix it. So we're gonna lower the view distance to low, that to low, and foliage quality to low, and then we'll see what that does. Resume. Alright. That looks way more stable. We're hitting close to 30, which for this game, no, actually, still dipping. It's interesting. I didn't figure this game would have that kind of issue. Alright, I'm gonna try and hit it up to 15. Alright, we're doing stable now. I guess changing the graphics option on this doesn't really make much of a difference, so I'm just gonna go back to medium here. Let's see. We'll circle, prime dodging. Oh, did I die? Okay, so at 15 watts with everything on medium, we're pretty much hitting 30. Yeah. I think we're doing alright. I'm actually going above 30 here. Probably because there's less foliage. Let's see if I go back to 11. Yeah, we're going above 30. We're going under 30. Honestly, playing this game, I don't see going under 30 to be much of an issue. Like the gameplay experience, it's not really that dependent on you know, split cycle movements, so you can get away with playing like this at 11 watts. I think it's alright. Alright, we're just gonna quit the game here. Hope that gives you a sense of what you can expect from Ancestors on the AYANEO. Alright, we're gonna jump back into 15 watts. Oh, wrong one. For Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Alright, let me just see. Alright. I'm gonna give it a second here because Ubisoft. Yep, there we go. So this game, the settings we're gonna hit, it's gonna hit about 30 to 40 frames. You can lock it to 30 and get a smooth experience. Personally, I don't, given the refresh rate of the screen, leaving it jumping between 35 and 40 doesn't feel that bad, at least to me. So I never feel the need to lock it. But at 15 watts, I'm actually gonna wait for Ubisoft to check for additional content. Then I'm gonna jump into options and show you my preferred settings for this game. Alright, so we're gonna go into options here. Yeah. Alright, so brightness 50, window mode full screen. You can go borderless, doesn't matter. Like it looks sharp on full screen, so that's why I left it there. Resolution modifier 100. You can go to 90 here, doesn't make much of a difference. VSync off. Limit value, you can limit it to 30 if you want here. I haven't done that. Alright, so here, graphics quality custom, adaptive quality off. For some reason, adaptive quality in this game lowers your FPS more than it should, so I left it off. Anti-aliasing low, shadows low, environmental details medium, texture medium, terrain medium, clutter medium, fog low, water medium, screen space distractions off, volumetric clouds low, texture detail medium, character medium, ambient occlusion medium. You can set this to low if you want. I left it at medium. I don't know, it looked fine. And depth of field low. Alright. We're gonna just continue here. So I've actually chosen the female Cassandra, and I'm still on the beginning part of the game. I haven't played this a lot, but we're just gonna let the game load in here. Any day now. Sorry, these Assassin's Creed engines just get more and more annoying with each. There we go. Yep. Alright, so now we've got between 30 and 40 frames. It's just gonna run down here. And you can see it's gonna be pretty, oh god, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright. Oh god, I gotta go through the loading stuff again. Yeah, alright, probably should have found more of a, central area. But at the beginning of the game where you have that battle scene, I basically got the same kind of frame rate between 30 and 40. So it's pretty stable. And there's not a lot of hitching, is what I'll say. And one thing I'll notice while playing this is that you never have the same kind of issues with the AYANEO. Playing first-person shooter games as you do playing these kind of games. So you can see that we're never going below 30. And I mean, graphically it looks great. I don't know what they changed in Valhalla to make these games so much harder to run. But you can see, like, environmental details great. Everything looks pinpoint sharp. Okay, we got a bit of a dip below 30. Don't worry, it'll come up again. Alright, we're going into a bit of a crowded area. So we're getting a bit of a dip below 30. Ooh. But it's still extremely stable. It's just a couple of frames. The frame facing doesn't feel bad. Like, if it does actually bother you, you can lower some of the settings. For me, this looks fine. This looks great. Border effects look great. Just gonna dive here. Everything looks good. So yeah, big fan of this. Assassin's Creed Odyssey runs great. AYANEO. Valhalla runs okay. Could be better. But, yeah, we're just gonna quit here. Dude, you already loaded the game. You don't need to check for additional content again. Oh, God. Whatever. I swear, Ubisoft is so infuriating sometimes. Alright. Let's quit to desktop. Yes. Alright. Going back into the AI space. Alright, so third Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Now, I've never played this, so I'm gonna try and run it on 11 watts, because I'm guessing it'll probably run on 11 watts. Just gonna let it launch here. This is my first time running this game. This game came free with the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think it was the gold edition. Doing the same still. It's the one with the season pass. You get this plus Unity for free. I already had Unity in my Steam library, but I got Assassin's Creed 3 for free, so I decided to install it just to show it off. So right now we're running this on 11 watts. I'm gonna test it out to see if we can get away with around 30 to 60 frames on here at 11 watts. Alright, so options, and we're gonna go into graphics here. Resolution's fine, display mode, borderless. Yeah, we'll keep it at borderless. Environmental quality, normal, VSync off. Screen space reflections, let's keep that on. Ambient occlusion off. Resolution modifier, keep that at 90. Anti-aliasing off. Motion blur on. There's no option for shadow, which I don't like, but it's not the worst thing. Alright, so we're just gonna go into single player. Start a new game. Yes. Oh, God. I forgot we had to deal with this crap. Alright. I am gonna keep this here. Give it a chance to get through its, and everything that makes it full of itself, and then pick it up. So I remember this game back in the day. It was one of the weaker Assassin's Creed games. Honestly, after Ezio, it kind of just wasn't the best. Assassin's Creed 4 was a lot of fun. I actually heard a lot of people didn't like it, but I actually thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a retread of a lot of the stuff that was done in Brotherhood and whatever, but I really liked the protagonist in that game, Black Flag. The protagonist was, the guy was a pirate. I think it was Edward Kenway. That guy's kind of awesome. Okay, I'm sorry.
They've been guiding us in their own fractured and frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of evil. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with a
Can't even skip it. Oh. Like, oh, let me see. Can I skip it? Is there a button prompt that comes up? No. If I press start, no. I have no way of skipping it. I mean, you'd think that if a game was called Remastered, they'd at least do that. Alright. Okay, so we're in game. Kinda. We're hitting 30 frames. Bit of hitching. Can't even pause it. Alright, so I'm just gonna quit out. Oh god, if I quit out here, it's gonna be worse, isn't it? Alright, I'm just gonna go into graphics and change a couple of things here. Let's try borderless. Alright, let's just keep it borderless. Environmental quality normal, texture quality normal, VSync off. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Resolution modifier 90, 90. Yeah, motion blur doesn't make a difference. Okay. Graphically looks okay. Let's hit 15. Alright, so 15 watts, we're getting close to 60. The game looks pretty good.
Let's go.
Alright. So we're in game finally. Not too shabby. So we're hitting about 40 to 50 frames. So if you lower that to 11, it's still about 40 frames. Yeah. Oh, I can skip stuff. Yay. Excellent. I'm desperately trying to skip to actual gameplay, like Assassin's Creed gameplay. But yeah, we're actually hitting 60 and, well, between 50 and 60. Graphically, the game looks fine. I mean, I wish I could get... Oop. I'm just gonna quit out of here. God, I wish they'd... Oh. His facial modeling is horrifying. Wish they would have fixed that, you know, given that it was remastered and whatever. Yeah, hurry up. No, I'm actually gonna quickly run Attorney of King Washington. Give it a try. See if it actually gives us the proper gameplay thing rather than... Alright, I'm gonna jump into the betrayal. Previously on the Attorney of King Washington.
Why is Washington to find somebody. A native woman who tried to take it from him.
Wondering if the frames...
Get as far away from town as possible. Find shelter in the forest. Oyaneyo sent us to collect the boughs of the great willow.
To make the tea? Has she lost her senses? The tea's pitfalls overshadow its power. You must not do it. You will not succeed here.
You survived. How astonishing. This time I'll make certain of your death. Mother! Washington.
False tea. Make good on your mother's mistake. Journey to the great willow. Climb her. Retrieve the virgin boughs in her canopy. Drink their essence and gain the power to fight. Bring down this mad King George.
Alright, come on. Put me in the game.
Stop the destruction here. You must succeed.
You escaped me once, but today you die. Find Benjamin Franklin in Boston. He can help you. We have to free him. Free him from where? Got you.
Alright. Hey, we're in game. Finally. Alright, I'm gonna skip it here. Come on, Ubisoft. Hey, so we're hitting... So we're hitting about 50 to 60 with 40 sometime. But I'm gonna try get out of the cell.
You'll have a nice view tomorrow with your head up high on a pike and all. Help! He's escaped! I need help! What's going on? Shut up, you! Help! What's happened? He was there. They're gone. There must be a hole or something. Anyone alive? Get me out of here.
Alright, let's skip this and get out and... Oh god, okay, another cutscene. All the cutscenes in the world. Free the kata. Free Kanen token? Alright, so bigger environments, we're hitting 40.
I will let you through when it is clear.
Feels fine though. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, I'm alright with this. Getting around 45 to 60 frames. Not playing it as well as I should. but that's up to me. Come on, just grab the thing. I honestly do think you could. Let's see, can I get options here? Yep. Alright. So if I go into graphics, I increase screen face reflections, leave that off. Yeah. Alright, just leave on screen face reflections because not much of a difference. Getting about the same level of performance. So yeah, I think that works well. Alright, just gonna quit here. So 15 watts you can get about 45 to 60 frames. At 11 watts, if you can do 30 frames locked, you can probably get away with that. Alright, so we're gonna jump into Story About My Uncle. We're gonna go start with 11 watts. I've never played this game before. As you can see, never fiddle with the settings. That's why you're not getting the full screen here, but we're gonna go into the game and try it out. This is typical use case stuff. This is what you typically have to deal with when you go into a game like this. Alright, so we're not getting full screen, but alright. There we go. Alright. Level of detail. You know what, let's keep it high. I think we'll be fine. Start X9. Should be okay. We're gonna jump into a new game here. Ooh, autofocus having issues. Alright, I think that's in game. Yep. We're heading 60. And just reminding you, we're at 5 watts. We're at we're at 11 watts. If we go to 5, does that still work? Or let me just jump back in here. 5 watts. No, 5 watts is a bit too low for it, so alright, it's having some. Right, so we're gonna keep it at 11. Jump back in. Yep, hitting 60. We're hitting 60 frames. No issue. Got loads of detail in the environment. Didn't really have to mess with the settings too much either. Just kind of works. That gives you an idea of how versatile this thing is. Like, it just kind of works. You don't need to fiddle with it too much, especially for older games. You just kind of run it at 11 watts and it works. You know, it's great. Not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Oh. at least it's a lot more interesting than Assassin's Creed and its Desmond stuff. Alright, so we're in this really, really lush environment and you're still getting close to 60. I mean, look at that draw distance, that's great. Like yeah, you're hitting maybe a few frames down, but honestly, this is pretty good. I mean, I'm not complaining, it looks great. I don't know if you can hear that, that's actually the vibration on the AYANEO. But yeah, you can see we're hitting a pretty constant 60 most of the time. I quite like this. Alright, I'm gonna exit this game out of here. And we're gonna see, I think there's one more game left in, two more games. Alright, so this is a visual novel and this is basically a visual novel, so I'm pretty sure we can get away with running both these games at 5 watts. So I'm just gonna jump to Aviary Attorney. Since they're both visual novels, it really doesn't matter what the frame rate is. Jump into the game anyways, just to show you that it's working. Well, did install it on Steam, so it should just work, but I guess we're having some issues here. Just gonna jump into. Alright, just gonna try that game again later. For now, we're gonna jump into AI Somnium Files. Alright, so I'm just gonna choose gamepad here, video options. I'm gonna choose borderless, quality normal, yeah, it's fine. Anti-aliasing MSA 22. Yeah, why not? We'll summon this trophic filtering, just launch it. Let's see. This is a visual novel, should run fine at 5 watts. Alright, so this is one of the first games you're gonna see. If you don't have borderless, sometimes games that run at 720p are gonna do this kind of half screen thing where you can still see the desktop behind you. If it really bothers you, what you can do is have a darker desktop and remove the taskbar, and that should actually make it a lot less distracting. I don't see any way of fixing this, I'm really sorry. But I'm just gonna show you the start of this game. You can see the frame FPS counter in the top. I mean, it's a visual novel game. Even if the FPS counter goes down, I mean, don't really see the difference. Oop, autofocus is having a bit of a break here. Oop. Yeah, you can see 5 watts. Still doing pretty good. Though it might just be a video running, but no way of skipping it. But yeah, we're doing alright so far. We got a few dips, a few frames dipping here and there. Keep in mind, we're running at 5 watts. It's about 5.5 hours of battery life. Thing looks fine. Oh, looks like we got a murder on our hands as well. Gonna wait for an opportunity for the menu to come up so I can exit out of the game. For now, let's just see what this is about. The reason why it's usually better to run it in this mode rather than full screen mode is because if you unfortunately run it in full screen mode, sometimes the text doesn't scale properly with the screen itself, so it can cause problems. Oh, alright, we got our dips. We're starting to get our dips here. Alright, we're gonna go up to 11. Okay. So unfortunately we couldn't run it at 5 watts, but 11 watts it seems fine. Again, this is 3D. This is visual novel. You can see.
Not yet. We just found the bit. Too early to say anything, but this could be from the case 6 years ago.
Case 6.
Showing here. Menu. Alright. There we go. Alright. So you can see we're getting 60 frames. Well, most of the time. It's dipping, but still pretty stable. Again, this is a visual novel. You don't need 60 frames in a visual novel. Still works fine though. Alright, we're just gonna quit out of here. Quit. Yes. I'm gonna load it up again and see if we can fix the full screen issue real quick. See if the launcher comes up again when it loads. Let's see. It's an easy way of getting to. Just gonna quit it here because. Doesn't seem like the game wants to run. Alright, we're gonna run Aviary Attorney instead. Okay. So squid out of space, go back in. Ah, there we go. That's what was going on. Oh, Steam. Alright, so we're just gonna go full screen here. Ooh. We got issues. Alright, so I'm just going to turn off anti-aliasing and then start trophic filtering. And let's see. Okay, it doesn't like us going full screen on this. Alright, let's just keep it to borderless. And alright, so you've actually seen how this works. So just gonna do Aviary Attorney one more time, and then we're gonna quit. See if this works this time. There we go. Load it up. Alright, can we get into the menu? Fortunately, this is one of those games that apparently you need a mouse to use. But I'm gonna try and just show you. Alright, so I'm just gonna try and show you how you can play this game using your fingers. So, full screen, confirm, new game. Just gonna skip it here. Fortunately, this isn't a game that I can play with the controls, but we do have a cutscene. We do have a touchscreen here, so we can still play this game. You can see it runs fine. Running full screen now without any problems. Alright. Right, so I'm just going to stop the video here. And be sure to come back next time as we go through the letter B. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.